Hello students, and welcome you all again to this video lecture series on chapter mechanical testing of metals. In this chapter up till now we have seen the destructive testing and non-destructive testing, what is meant by destructive and what is meant by non-destructive testing methods. Then we have started the destructive testing methods. In that we have seen the first method as a tensile testing method. Secondly, we have seen impact testing. In that we have seen the two types of impact testing method, CRP and ISOT test. We have also seen the two experiments based on that, and we have also seen one experiment based on the tensile testing using a UTM machine. Now, thirdly, we have started the hardness testing method, and in that first method we have seen the Brinell hardness testing method, and secondly, today we will see now the Rockwell hardness test method. So in this test, one Rockwell hardness tester is there, and under which we are again testing or we are testing the specimen for finding its hardness. So the basic principle of that Rockwell test is it consists of a measuring of the additional depth of the heavy load edenter beyond the depth of previously applied light load or minor load. So in this Rockwell hardness testing method, we are measuring the depth of indentation. Priorly we are applying the minor load, and after that we are applying the major load, and the difference between the indentation after minor load and major load we are calculating, and that is nothing but our hardness. It is directly given by the Rockwell hardness tester through the dial indicator. So that Rockwell hardness tester consists of firstly the penetrator, or it is called as indentator. Secondly, the specimen, which is mounted on the anvil, and one wheel to move the anvil up and down, dial indicator, and uh, hydraulic load application methodology that is consisting inside the body of that Rockwell hardness tester. So that hydraulic load can be applied or removed through the crank. So that is at the base of this machine. At the backside of this machine there is one chart in which the different scales are there, which are used for different kind of material. Generally B and C scale is widely used for different materials. So what is that we'll see afterwards. So this is in general machine called as a Rockwell hardness tester, over which we are testing the hardness by Rockwell hardness testing method. So the test procedure we will study now. Firstly, we are applying the minor load of 10 kg. Instead of looking for this theoretical, we will see through diagrammatically what is the test procedure. In first step, you can observe in that first diagram, test piece is placed over that. In this diagram you can observe over that specimen anvil over which the test piece is placed in the first step, and uh, over that test specimen there is assembly called as indentator. That indentator in the Rockwell hardness tester can be made up of two types. These two types we will see, or just I will revise first. The types of indentators used in the Rockwell hardness tester, that is a diamond code indenter, which is used for the testing the hard materials such as a hardened steel or cemented carbide cutting tools. So in these cases we are using the diamond cones indenter. Secondly, we can use the hardened steel ball indenters. They are used for testing the softer materials such as a fully annealed steel or softer grade cast irons, wide variety of non-ferrous materials, and some non-metallic materials also. So for testing the softer material, generally we are using the hardened steel ball indenter, and we are using the diamond code indenter in case of a hardened material. So such kind of a cone shaped diamond indenter we can use, diamond indenter, which are very costly, or we can use this kind of a ball indenters similar to the Brinell hardness testing method. In last week we have seen the Brinell hardness testing method. There we have used the ball indenter of the dimensions starting from 1 mm to 10 mm. So similarly here also that kind of diameter ball indenters can be used. So here in that indenter, ball indenter is there, and that may be here steel balls which are of the dimension 1 by 16 inch diameter. Over that, one minor load of 10 kg, and over that 90 kg weight for the uh, major load. So there are two kinds of load which are applied on that indenter, in turns nothing but on the specimen. So that first step, that specimen is placed below that ball indenter. Secondly, we are applying the minor load over the ball indenter, so that that ball indenter will apply small amount of load, that is 10 kg, over the specimen, and that ball indenter will move inside the specimen through certain depth. So that depth is given by here AB. That B dotted line represents the ball indenter has gone inside the specimen by that much dent. So that much depth we are calling it as AB depth now. So that is the depth gone inside the specimen in the first step. Or in the second step, after that we are applying the major load. So major load nearly 90 kg is applied. So this load, application of load, is dependent on which scale you are using. So in many books you will find the B and C scales which are used for measuring the hardness by using Brinell hardness Rockwell hardness tester. So generally B or C grades are used, or scales are used in the India for finding the Rockwell hardness testing. Here, so that load is used, major load is used 90 kg. So in the second step we are only applied the minor load, and third step we have applied the major load. So that pointer in the second stage is indicating exactly zero reading. So there are two pointers inside that scale, indicator scale, two pointers. One is major point, large pointer, and one is smaller pointer. So one complete rotation of large pointer represents the 1 degree movement of a small pointer. So here at the initial stage, that pointer is not indicating exactly zero in the first step. In second step, whenever we have applied the minor load, then exactly zero will be matched, dial indicator will show exactly zero reading. And in the third step, whenever you applied the major load, then that depth was gone from B point to C point, C dotted line. So A to B depth has gone due to minor load, and B to C depth of that indenter has gone inside the specimen due to major load. So after application major load, then again there will be deflection in the pointer. So there will be rotations of larger pointer, few rotations will be there, 1 2 3, depending on the hardness of that specimen. So how much load is applied, depending on that there will be rotation, and how much depth of that specimen has gone inside. So depending on that, rotations of large pointer will be there, and in turns that smaller pointer will show the hardness reading. So directly we are getting the hardness reading in that pointer scale. In the fourth step, that again uh, major load is removed. So after removing the major load, that ball enter will not again go to the B point, because due to minor load that ball enter has gone from A position to B position, and due to major load that has gone from B to C position. After removing the major load, that has gone from C point to D point in upward direction. You can observe in that diagram. After zooming this, you can observe here from C to D it has gone after removing the major load. So whatever difference between that B and D, or B over D distance is there, D to B distance, that D to B distance is nothing but your exact reading of the hardness, because due to uh, application of major load, actually we are measuring the readings of the hardness in case of Rockwell hardness testing. Minor load is just applied for the firm fitting of that ball enter inside the specimen. So the difference between this indentation after the removing of the major load and with the minor load. That difference is nothing but distance BD, and that distance BD scale will be represented by the pointer, and pointer will give you directly the reading of hardness by using Rockwell hardness testing. So in this diagram you can gauge easily. In first step the preload is applied, in second step additional load, that is a major load, is applied. So major load is applied, and in third step that major load is removed. So the difference between these, after application of major load and removing the major load, so that difference will give you that small edge height, and that small edge is nothing but a lasting impression, that is the depth which is inherently there in the specimen. So that depth will give you the hardness of the specimen. So that is the test procedure for the hardness testing. Again here also through the indicator, dial indicator, directly you are getting the hardness values, not necessary to do any calculation in this test. Very easy and simple operation test. We will see the advantages of Rockwell hardness testing. The most widely used method for determining the hardness in industries, simple to perform, highly skilled operators are not at all required. Different types of load and indenters can be used. Yes, different types of load, whatever major and minor load I have shown you, 10 kg and 90 kg, instead of that many other combinations are also there for that minor and major loads depending on the material and type of indenter. Next advantage, the entire operation completes within 10 seconds. Not 10 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds. Inside that entire operation will complete and you will find the final reading. So the results are displayed digitally on the screen directly or through the pointer, so not necessary to do any other calculations. These are some advantages of Rockwell hardness testing. So this is for today's first lecture. Thank you all.